What gives a building its true meaning? Is it its walls, its shape, or the spirit it leaves behind in a place? Today, I'll explore how neoclassical architecture in Cape Town, and even in fiction, carries deep stories about power, memory, and belonging. Using Christian Norbert Schultz's idea of genius loci, spirit of place, I'll show how architecture is not just physical form, but living history, sometimes oppressive, sometimes hopeful. After all, if buildings could talk, Cape Town's monuments might say, "We came for order, but we stayed for the weather." Moving on, Norbert Schultz believed architecture should reveal a place's soul. In other words, its atmosphere, culture, and memory. Yet when neoclassical forms arrived in Cape Town, they often imposed a new spirit, that of European rationality and control. Can a city reclaim its authentic spirit when its buildings were designed to overwrite it? We will be looking through a few examples of this just now. The old slave lodge near the company's gardens is an early example. It was remodeled with neoclassical grandeur during British rule, with its towering columns, perfect symmetry, and a commanding facade. But behind this polished exterior was a brutal reality, a building designed for the confinement of enslaved people. In Norbert Schultz's terms, the larger spirit of place was distorted. Architecture used not to reflect culture, but to mask systemic injustice. Interestingly, neoclassical symbolism isn't always so grim. In DC Comics, the Hall of Justice reimagines the style, also with its grand marble columns and heroic symmetry. And I know you might be thinking that this is awfully similar to the slave lodge, but in this case, or in this context, it now symbolizes hope, justice, and unity. It's a refreshing change. In Cape Town, neoclassicism oppressed, but for Superman and Batman, it's just good urban planning. Okay, I'll stop with the dry jokes now. Through Norbert Schultz's theory, the Hall of Justice shows that the same architectural language can be reloaded with new values, depending on who claims it and for what purpose. This shift is clear at the Cape Town Civic Center. Though built in the 1970s for the apartheid government, its monumental, symmetrical, brutalist form now houses democratic city services. Over time, the spirit of the building has shifted from representing exclusion to symbolizing participation and access. Architecture may endure longer than governments, but meanings are always up for negotiation. So, what gives a building its true meaning? Not just its walls, nor its symmetry, but the spirit it embodies and the people who reshape it. Through Norbert Schultz's lens, we understand that architecture is not frozen in stone. It is memory, it is culture, and above all, it is alive. Cape Town's neoclassical past, and even Superman's Hall of Justice, reminds us the spirit of place is something we must always fight to define.